Now that we're starting to see some summer heat, everyone will be headed to the pool. They're often crowded and lifeguards are looking after hundreds of people. Accidents can happen, so the Midland Fire Department remains on standby if there's a worst case scenario. Jason Freund has more on how they're preparing for the swimming season.
Well, on a hot day like today, you may want to take the kids out to the swimming pool, get them to cool off a little bit. But at the same time, you want to make sure they're safe. That's why Midland Fire Department spent almost all day today brushing up on their water safety training drills. MFD spent the day going over training drills such as drowning prevention, rope rescue, and CPR. These techniques, combined with the proper gear, can be the difference between life and death in a drowning incident.
We're working on being in your life jacket, being in water, and practicing different techniques to float in water, to maneuver safely around debris, where we have our helmets and our life jackets. We filmed earlier us in the pool, floating with different techniques of having our legs up and how we would move towards a potential victim to help rescue them and get them on a rope to get them out of the water.
Drowning causes between 4,000 and 8,000 deaths every year in the U.S. and it's the leading cause of accidental deaths for kids under 5. MFD stresses to make sure the kids are wearing floaties and not just pool noodles. It's better for them to wear full safety vests, the same kind MFD use to save drowning victims.
It's pretty much like a jacket, nothing real fancy. You just throw it on. And you got 3 buckles that clip the vest. And then you have 1 buckle down below that will secure your waist.
But what makes these training days so important? And shouldn't firefighters and paramedics know all of these techniques already? Well, for Battalion Chief Aaron Cox, this water safety training day keeps everybody sharp and prepared for anything. Because when the situation calls for them, every second counts.
Ideally, we like to be out of our station in less than a minute. And ideally, we like to be at the scene within 3 minutes. So, I mean, all that stuff makes a difference. So when we get it, a lot of times you don't have time to think other than where you're going. So that's why it's so important that we train up and then when everything flows when we get on scene.
So if anything happens at any swimming pool you go to out here in Midland, don't worry, because the professionals are always on the case. In the Doug Russell Pool, I'm Jason Freund, News West 9.